I certainly hope if a message came up and said, don't erase the thing over, that you wouldn't have ignored that. I'm just kidding you from what happened.
I'm not sure if that's what happened.
I know, but I choose to think it.
Twist the knife, whatever you got to do.
What did you say?
I said twist the knife, whatever you got to do.
Twist the knife. Remember that song years ago? I love this song. And it was...
That's Cut the Cake, you're thinking.
No, it's close. It's Twist, and watch out because Twist the Knife is back in town. Twist the Knife is back in town.
Look out, because Twisty is back.
Right, and that a lot of people don't know this. Look out, oh, Twisty is back. Chubby Checker heard that.
Yeah.
He went to Fats Domino.
Come on, baby, let's go to Blueberry Hill.
He told Putin. Putin had the Big Bopper killed.
But the call was perfect.
Can I was thinking about this, Josh, Elvis. Do you think we're on yet?
Yeah, I think how could we lose gold like that?
How will we know when we're on? Do you think that if there had been less musicians who were willing to fly with people who were like, oh, I don't know how to, I've never seen the instruments. I know if it looks clear out there, I'm good.
Yeah.
If they had just not gone with those people, we would have had so many great musicians that would have lived. And it seems only to be musicians. You got your Ricky Nelson. You got your Little Feat. You got your, long time ago, Don McLean. So sadly, no?
No.
Oh, okay, because that song is getting on my nerves. The Big Bopper, yeah. Buddy Holiday.
Buddy Holiday, okay. But Waylon Jennings was saved.
He was saved.
Yes.
Oh, Patsy Cline.
Yeah.
Patsy goddamn Cline.
Yes. Small aircraft aren't friendly to the rock and roll
and
people.
I know that's still going to be the way. I know.
No, it's not, Andy.
No. Not as a musician. I'll be doing some stupid cable show.
Yeah.
It's like, hey.
And they're flying you private?
No, they're flying me on some stupid helicopter.
Okay.
Or something has happened.
Okay.
And I have to go to film.
I see you dying on a zip line.
The other thing that may be funny about dying on one of those things,
it zagged when it should have zipped.
But the funny thing is how everybody's so psyched up when they're going on it.
Yeah.
To just see one of the people of your party just snap off,
fall off into the jungle,
and you'll never be able
to disappear in the tree canopy.
Yeah, you'll never be able to justify. Oh well, at least he got to do this stupid zip line.
He died doing what he loved, tumbling to his death.
Maybe the bungee cord is worse because that just seems stupid.
Yeah.
You've done it. I can tell.
No, I have not.
Good doing. Hey, Josh, my back isn't so good, but I'm supposed to do that bungee thing today?
Yeah, I think if perfectly healthy,
it's probably not going to.
Like if I was in New Zealand in that gorge where people do it, I could see maybe doing it.
I didn't know there was a famous
Or as a well-established bungee establishment.
I don't even like those, I know you love them, but I don't like those climb up the mountains.
Well, you know how much I love that.
Are you still doing P99 or C38 or XL? The thing that Paul Ryan used to do. Were you?
Yeah, all of them. I'm doing.
There's about 9 of them.
P39, P40, whatever it takes.
Right where we live in Tarzana.
No, don't misdirect them to Tarzana. If you're
Why? Who
pick
care about
cooler? Is what I'm saying.
Right near where we live in the Hollywood Hills.
Right. Okay. Yes.
They have 6 or 7 of these things that you would think no one would pay for. They'll kick your ass, burn your ass for $30 a month.
I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
They have a tire outside.
A little less dada about it.
They have a tire outside and burn urge, fire rip.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We will rip your body to shreds.
Right.
Who wants that?
And it's right next to an acting school.
Exactly where it is. Which you wouldn't think there'd be that much room in the Hollywood Hills.
I want to walk around back and see if there's a shady plastic surgeon.
I can't remember the name of that acting school, but doesn't it sound a little bit like the method act? Do they try and sound like something? No.
No, it seems more like a factory for young rube actors. It seems like it's a lot of auditioning classes and things like that.
Well,
I could be wrong. It could be very reputable.
Hey, Goober. Sorry. It's our second day in town, but what do we do about this acting?
I think we should go to the first storefront we find.
Well, you know what? I'd like to get in shape first. It'd be so great if we could find a place, an in-shape place.
Maybe we can tag team. I'll rip, you'll actify, then we'll tag off.
And by the way, while I'm doing my southern accent, congratulations to Johnny Torito and all. Congratulations to Johnny Torito. I love you, Johnny Torito. Johnny Torito, Go away from the radio for 10 seconds. Are you away? If I ever see a crowd in the South clap for another Nazi, not even like a couple of people.
It was Alabama, though, not at LSU, right? Okay.
Oh, Johnny, come back. Johnny, I know.
Wasn't it at Alabama?
It was.
Okay.
Johnny, I know.
And didn't the LSU Tigers go in there and triumph over those Trump cheering motherfuckers? Because that never would have happened in Baton Rouge.
No, it wouldn't have happened. I only hope, Johnny, I know, Johnny, you're with me on this, that the LSU Tigers, they don't cotton for any of that.
No? On the cotton cake.
Am I... I think you can say these. Look, I happen to know a lot about black history.
Yeah. Why are you going to make it black?
Oh, because that's what I'm thinking of. All I think about all the time. You know why? Because when Ben Carson said that Obamacare was worse than slavery, I looked it up. Right. Turns out he was wrong.
And yet we were in a movie where some of the sets were built by slaves.
And you know what? Those were the most sturdy sets.
They were.
We're going to be thrown off the air now.
Actually, you weren't. You weren't in either of the antebellum house scenes.
What's next? Probellum? And I've been your headliner. I had to give it to the act I was with. I was in wherever I was. I was in
You're in
two
Nebraska?
places. I went to Houston first.
Okay.
And then I went to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Right.
And the second guy, he was funny too.
Good.
This was made it even worse. He goes, "Enjoy your headliner." I don't think that's. Thank you very much. Enjoy your headliner.
Yeah, I think I've done that as a middle before.
Yeah, but it's Andy Kindler.
It's also a little passive aggressive, I think.
Well, I think that. Yeah,
I haven't done it since the 90s.
No, he said. Oh, you know what else he said? I don't normally middle. Enjoy your headliner. I normally close the show.
No, he did not say that.
I did work with a guy who did say that.
Really?
He goes, I'm just, he did it this way. He goes,
I know you want another 15 minutes, but I'm just here to
It was something like
right.
that. He was like, I'm just here doing short sets this week.
Sorry.
But Bud Anderson, who did, I gotta be farting something, I'd like to be farting something.
And that wasn't even from hour 6 of his 7-hour
His memory
catalog.
is, he would be another guest on top of the ones we've mentioned that if he was in town, we'd love to have him.
We'd do a 7-hour show.
Well, no, it depends on what season he comes in.
That's true.
No, he told me he has podcast material, too.
Oh, good. Does he have seasonal podcast material?
Yeah, you know, what's up with these thermopedic mattresses or something in the winter? Wouldn't that be all year round?
Yeah, sure. So how was Houston first?
I had the greatest time.
Really?
I mean...
Jew in Houston had good time.
Jew in Houston coming down go. No, you know why it was fun?
We followed a Jew to Houston, Texas. Tonight on Frontline.
I see you've been working on Tonight on Frontline, or you just haven't.
No,
You've got the ear.
That I got.
Let me hear it again. Tonight on Frontline.
Tonight on Frontline.
Boom! Yes, I went to the Come and Take It festival in Houston, and there are more of these festivals now where the people, you take a town like Houston, there's great people there who can come see a show.
Right.
But they weren't at this place I was at in Houston before. I think it was the Joke Joint.
Oh, I thought you meant they weren't at the place you were at this time.
You know, I'd lead with the bad
set. They did come.
I would lead with horrible information.
True.
Most was really fun, and the other act was Daniel Vander Kirk.
I don't know.
Oh. And also Andy Huggins, who is a comedian who's a contemporary of Bill Hicks and is hilarious. He looks old and he does great age jokes. He goes, "Yeah, I went to one of those apps where you can age yourself. You know, in the app they said you're good." And he has a million jokes. He's so great.
Yeah.
Have you heard that name before? He's part of the Houston group.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. You heard of that name, see? So I was a little, not whiny before the thing, but I get nervous if a couple of days before, if I used to get really angry if I had to
promote.
No, if I had to ask my management where I'm staying, and I just gave up that dream that they're going to come and check, that they're going to call me 2 weeks before.
Right.
They go, "How's everything going? You all set?" But part of it's my own problem because I wasn't answering emails for years. So anyway, I was nervous the day before. Then I found out where I was staying in Houston. I took a 6 a.m. flight. I got there like 1:30, 2:30 in the afternoon. Went right to I didn't want to brag, club quarters downtown.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Yeah, you don't know. How many times have you wanted to be in the club quarters? It's a hotel. It's a businessman's. It's a business person's hotel.
So small and shitty rooms?
No. It has the rooms were fine. I liked it. The one in San Francisco is really depressing.
Yeah.
But the one depressing feature they all share is you can go down the hall and get your own free bottled water out of these plastic bottles. And then you put them into some spigot. And where's that coming from?
I don't understand.
Yeah. How do I know when do they change, right?
Yeah.
Once they change the filter, and what is the filter? So, but it was fun. And I had so much fun. And then I was worried about Lincoln.
Best thing about Japan, beer vending machines in the hotels.
Is this for when you beer down?
When you beer down. When you got a beer down, and it's right down the hall. Bar's closed, but you got change in your pocket. Japan, ladies and gentlemen.
See, that's the thing. I wish I could be someone who would have a couple of beers and relax. I can't do it. I wouldn't even fall asleep.
I found it imperative after a day of shooting doc stuff.
Yeah. I thought even after talking to me for 2 hours.
Well, that's Thorazine.
Well, yeah, I see you go in there, you're mixing up a thing, you have a bromo seltzer going. I mean, the whole thing gets to you somehow.
Yeah.
Then
it's eating me alive on the inside.
I've been with Kindler. But it was really fun because I went to Lincoln. I was very nervous about getting to Lincoln. I even got a little... It's a long story. I flew into Omaha because I had a multi-city flight, and nobody had ever worked this club in Lincoln before was coming from another club because he just books like more local people than he does people.
It looked small in the picture you posted.
Yeah. Well, I didn't go. Yes, it was like 99 seats.
Okay.
And it was great. But I routed myself through Omaha, and because there wasn't a way to get into Lincoln.
Right.
Without
Practice.
And then there was no way for me to get to the Lincoln from Omaha.
Did you rent a car?
No, because when I realized, did I tell you I was going to?
No, we had talked about it.
Yeah.
I think I had suggested it back then, too.
You know what put the kibosh on that?
Your fear?
My expired driver's license.
Oh, shit.
And it was one of those things that was only my last routine check before I left.
Yeah.
I've got this. I don't think I can rent a car with a passport. There's no way. So it turned out being great.
A blessing in disguise.
A blessing in disguise. I go out of the airport. I put Lyft on. Within 2 minutes, someone takes me.
Yeah.
Okay. It cost $80 before tips. So it cost like $100.
That's not so bad to go to another city.
I know. And it was so great. I went to the condo. And then my friend Julie Burney is a friend of mine since back in the late 80s. And another comic at the club who I met, worked with. She wasn't on the show, but the other comic I met in the late 80s was on the show. And then Julie, who I've been friends with for so long, she volunteered to drive me back to the Omaha airport. And we had a nice drive. We had a little McDonald's coffee. And so it was like, and I had let it go before I got there. It was really like I had taken care of whatever I needed to take care of.
Yeah.
So I gotten past, I thank my therapist for this, for saying, you realize the anxiety is coming from traveling.
Right.
For some reason, that realizing it really is 90% of it, because otherwise you think you're crazy. Why am I?
Right.
It's easy for me to get nervous and go, you know why you're nervous. You're a fucking idiot.
Right. Otherwise, you're just assigning a little bit of it to every single thing in life.
Exactly what it is. And it's exactly true. Also, I very highly recommend Clear to anybody who...
I haven't done it yet, but I was eyeing it, so to speak.
It saved my ass. They take you just go 1 second, bing, bang, boom, past these other schlubs.
I had very good TSA pre-experiences on the way and back from New York. So,
earlier
this year I had some this line's way too fucking long.
Or sometimes they're not open TSA. It's so Clear at a certain time at night they close it.
Right.
So then I got back on Sunday, and I was nervous about that because there's been nightmares about not that nervous. There's been nightmares. If you get back Sunday night, which I never knew before, Sunday night's a bad time. I should have known this, but it wasn't even that bad because today was a
nightmares.
holiday.
What, going to the Uber lot?
Yeah, and I went there. Yeah, I met a guy named Dean Del Rey.
Yeah, I don't know him, but
okay. So I met him, and I met Joey Diaz on the plane in Omaha.
Okay.
So comics coming back from the road.
Right.
And then I don't know what happened to Joey Diaz because he had luggage. It was like, we're not waiting. Right? There's only so far comics go. So then I took the thing, and it was a breeze. I took a taxi is what I did. You will never have that problem.
No, I get a car.
Well, you getting a car is now absolutely the best move ever.
Right.
I tried to call
that.
I tried to call your guy, but he won't come down in price. Look, I know you overpaid. I know Josh. I know you overcharged Josh, but I'm the real deal. Come on. I'm from
a
New
real
York.
celebrity.
Doesn't it always bother you when people want, for whatever reason, celebrity or their whatever it is? I guess I'm sensitive because I'm Jewish,
right.
But they don't feel good until everyone's been fucked in the price that they got. You know, I got it for $12. Guy drew me to San Francisco.
Right. Yeah. That's not how I roll. Yeah.
You can't roll that way.
No, I'm not. I have learned to negotiate more.
Right.
And when it's appropriate. You know.
And that's the thing, yeah.
And I found that it is appropriate in more places than the most timid people would think.
Give me a couple of examples without pressuring you, like, could maybe I've been overpaying.
Like jewelry stores or, you know.
I would be so scared to do that at a
really?
jewelry store. Yeah, but I think you're right. It's what you telling me. So how much is it for this little piece of metal? Yeah. Whatever it is, $1,500.
Right. And you go, what's the best price you can give me on that?
That is very assertive. And do you ever get a thing like Mr.
Because they'll say no, but I mean, these are people who are negotiating to buy the piece initially.
Yes.
So it's not rude in that
But
case.
you wouldn't do it at Zales.
I wouldn't do it at Zales.
You wouldn't go to Zales.
No.
Well, what's the other one that everyone loves? Every kiss begins with K. Wow.
Wow. He went to Jared for that commercial.
Jared from Subway?
No. Jared for the jewelry thing store. You'll see it 1,000 times in the next month.
They have another.
He went to Jared. Come on. You've seen that.
No, wait a second. There's another.
Come on. That didn't penetrate you?
It did penetrate me, but I can't believe there would be another person named Jared in the commercial ever.
No, that's the name of the jewelry store.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is Costello.
Oh, tell me now you can tell me there's a Subway jewelry store now. Next is what you're going to tell me.
I got ice cream. That's our third base.
I was serenading Susan earlier today.
Oh, good.
Yes, I said to her, "Yep." So Josh goes into the store, then this woman comes like, "I can't get along with the goddamn grapes." She enjoyed it. What's the actual line? I love.
That's what I'm here for. The cotton candy grapes.
If we sold
that one's caught on pretty good. I get a lot of.
It's not a get her done. It's a real thing.
Tweets of people and their cotton candy grapes now.
Yeah, because you notice things that are funny. You know, anything but.
Some people funny notice. I notice
funny funnies.
Right.
Yeah, I would love to do make a show. Would it be called Magnolia Boulevard? Is that where that was?
No, I don't know where that was. That was at Kelson's.
Ralph's. Oh, Ralph's has a sale on. Woo! It's a new song I'm working on. Okay. Ralph's has a sale on. Woo! Wow, that's the longest I've gone without asking. You know, I remembered what I did.
You did.
I pretty much did.
You did. You recounted it. In fact, in too much detail. I'll be honest.
Right, but that.
I didn't need to know all the ride stuff, really.
Oh, you want to know more? You don't want to know more, you say? Here's another thing about that Lincoln gig that I think is great.
Yeah.
It's in an area called the Haymarket, where the Haymarket used to be.
Yeah.
And there's it's in a condo, which at first I went, no.
Did you walk through there going, hey?
What's that?
Did you walk through there going, hey?
I love that joke.
Hey.
Hey. Hey.
You got to play it smaller.
Hey.
I'm sure you were going too big.
Cooper says, hey. They had a condo, which I always scares me to death, but they bought the condo.
You're right.
They bought it 2 years ago, or rented it 2 years ago, so it's completely clean. It's only, they tried, I think, a few times to have the headliner with another act.
Yeah.
And no one's going to do that.
No. It's
not
like,
in this day and age.
As I always said, it's like summer camp and the counselor never shows up.
It's terrible. It needs a counselor.
Exactly.
So this condo was so great. It was all clean. It wasn't like fancy. It was all clean. And it had this huge TV. Huge. And I had Roku. I had your Netflix. I watched and I binge watched 2 shows. It was fantastic. One was called about Ivan the Terrible.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No.
Do you know who he is?
Yes.
Why am I so accusatory? Yeah. I see a Nazi thing. I go, I'm in. My only criticism, too many shots of the thing. I've seen enough shots of the thing.
What's the thing? The Holocaust?
The Holocaust.
Okay. The thing? Come on.
Yeah.
Never forget? That's not the spirit of never forget.
Yeah, but I just like...
Pictures of the thing.
If they could have another thing
That's
on
from like the day the clown cried. What happened? You just sprained your finger on the table?
If they had a thing where they, like, you know how you can skip the introduction?
Yeah.
Skip the shots.
Skip the thing.
Skip the horrible thing.
Right.
But this guy may not have been Ivan the Terrible, but he was terrible.
Oh, it's that Ivan the Terrible,
yes.
Not the actual Ivan the Terrible.
What is that, from history?
Yes.
Oh, I never knew that.
Russian
it's like,
Tsar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is the guy who lived in Cleveland or something?
Not John Demjanjuk?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
And you got the idea that he had worked at too many of these places to deny that he'd worked at these places, or maybe he said he did work at these places, but turns out he probably wasn't the Ivan, because they got all the information from the KGB.
But he was Ivan the pretty shitty.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Yeah.
And he also, doesn't even matter, but he does not come out good in the end. But the thing is, Israel, they declare, do I have to spoil alert it? No, right?
No, it's history. It's actual facts.
That's right. The Israeli Supreme Court said he was innocent because they felt that they could not trust the evidence that was given to them by the KGB.
Thank you, Jew Justice.
But now, thank God, now we know that whatever Russia says, we know that they have their hearts in the right place.
Absolutely.
Now,
they're just trying to set the record straight.
Now, because the thing I like about Russia is they're keeping an eye on those Ukrainians. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of corruption.
Oh, you think...
There's a lot of corruption.
Oh, you really think it was the Russians, Mr. First Day off the turnip truck? Look what's happening in Ukraine. It could have been the 400 man on the couch. What do you think made him say that?
The 400-pound guy on a bed?
Yeah. His head, do you think he has tweet sounds in his brain?
No,
tweet.
I think it's the cackle of a buzzard. Circling the carrion of his soul.
Carry on of his soul. Of his soul. He's a devil. It worked. I made you laugh.
Fully committed.
Happy birthday to Allison, everybody.
Yes, she had a good birthday.
The reason why I didn't say it online or in the right day.
Yeah, she hates that shit.
I wanted to wait until I got here.
To the thing she'll never hear.
Happy birthday to Allison. Bang, bang. Happy birthday to you. Yes.
Auga.
And did you do anything special?
Yeah. Can
I do an impression of something that would be like insulting you?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. I made her some sous vide.
I did, in fact, because she asked me to cook rather than go.
I smoked the president. I smoked everything.
No,
that's not your voice. Bad.
I did make sous vide filet mignon for her.
Ooh! And what's the temperature you go to?
I did it to 135.
And it makes you feel like you're
seared.
Seared. So it makes you feel like you're eating a raw thing at a perfect temperature. It's all red.
No, that's right at medium. That's right at that's right where medium rare hits medium at 135.
Oh, that's good. And did she love it?
She did.
And then did you get lucky? And I mean, when I say get lucky, did the video at Blockbuster wasn't available? You know, I'm so old. When me and my wife get lucky, it's when I find my pants, something like that.
Something like that. I'll get one of my guys to fill in the joke part later.
I don't know if I told you this, but I'm friends with Steve Shrippa. It's a name I'd like to drop, but he was on The Sopranos.
Yes.
And he told me one of the guys on The Sopranos said this, I don't know, Uncle Junior. He said it without trying to be funny. It was just the way his life was. He goes, I'm so old I have to take Viagra to masturbate. And he wasn't saying it as a joke.
And you know what? How that would, yeah.
Come to find out, he's right.
Yeah.
I've run out of my Viagra thing, and I haven't seen my wife in 3 months.
That's because she was still reading it from the last time.
We deliver. Ask you about our calzones. Hey, do we have a bouncy house? We got a bouncy house. I'm not on anything. Well, I did take the Adderall a little close to the show.
No, I think, you're in an acceptable pocket tonight.
I know. I better mind my P's and Q's.
Yeah.
But you went to no movies. You don't celebrate, or you did?
No, she went to, I got a massage. I gave her some jewelry. I made dinner. Other things happened. It was all good.
Oh, God. Why'd you poison me with that? Nobody wants an image of you doing anything except talking into a microphone. I'm kidding. We're both very attractive men, and I'm sure the listeners fantasize all the time. Oh, I wonder what those guys look like snoring. Well, that sounds wonderful.
Yes.
Backing out of that conversation. I even tweeted that I will not say, I say on my way instead of coming down so that nobody can start like the blue banter. I'm afraid that anytime you use a word, you're going to be in a conversation with some idiot like me, and I'm going to go, oh, were you coming down for real? That must be hard to go down and come.
You should protect yourself against that.
Don't you think that, like, if you watch a Real Housewives or whatever, which you don't watch, they still love dick jokes. They still love any references to anything like, oh, I wonder how your husband is like with that. Any chance they get.
Right.
And I don't think they're that great, the dick jokes. I know you're a big fan.
I think they probably learn very quickly that that's what stays in the show.
Yes, that's what stays in the show. But it's not that easy being a comic, as both of us have found.
At various times.
At various times. And this is unrelated to the material.
Yeah. I was Criterion-ing the other night and watched Face in the Crowd again.
Very good.
Good movie still. Still works.
I've seen it twice. I don't know if I can see it a third time right now because I just saw it like
I
a year
hadn't seen
ago.
it in years, but...
Yeah. Andy Griffith is so great.
He is great. It is strange that he didn't have... I'd like to see like what was the decision to go take the TV show.
It came along, I think. Well, you know more about these things.
I don't know. I just don't know because it seemed like he had a movie career that was like could have been very big, and at that time that was much preferable. But I wonder if he got like a shit ton of money to do the Andy Griffith show.
Yeah, and it turned out to be. I think it was one of the. I don't know, but I always like to fantasize that he took the gig and ended up loving it, and it was fun. And easy.
I'm sure that's true.
And who would have known? Yeah, it's interesting in a way because now we don't.
I mean, he was a comic, so
yeah.
So that might have been that might have been a more preferable destiny to him.
Right, maybe he wasn't
a comedy show, you know.
Because I know Rickles was always disappointed when you'd hear him talk about how his acting career went.
Yeah, but that's Rickles. I mean, how far, you know, how many troll roles is he going to get over the years?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have tremendous amount of range, but
he didn't have range, and he just, you know, there's just
shut up, see,
you know, that's not realistic. Well, you know, Andy Griffith having a movie career is pretty realistic based on the two movies he did that survive in.
What are the other movies?
Like No Time for Sergeants. I'm thinking of the other one. And I'm sure he did like a ton more because everyone did a ton of movies I've never heard of back then. But
I think it's one of these. Who knows? Well, someone should find out. I'll find out. There's got to be a book that goes. And then Andy Griffith said, "Screw this movie crap."
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong. It could be that he wasn't getting parts, but
well, now how about Jackie Gleason? He did what? He did more than like 2 movies, right? He did like 5 or 6 movies.
He did a bunch of
more.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah. He had range, didn't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. But it was still, you know, it's not like you could put him in any role.
Well, I've had to reconsider someone we talked about before because of what you said.
Uh-oh.
I was like, am I over loving the character of Putty from the Seinfeld show? Am I assuming that he can do more, but he's not doing it? And I think I've come down on that's all it's like he's not coming up with the idea. Hey, instead of wearing this wig, I could just go. He's not coming up with that idea.
Right.
And it is a limited thing.
Right.
Any car in the aisle. Yeah. I'm here. I lost the weight. Get it? Lost the weight. Now that's bad writing.
Yeah, that's bad writing.
And someone else going, you think we should go with that one? Yeah, it's great.
Well, that's why, you know, there was a minute where I was thinking maybe I could go be a commercial director.
You could.
And
you would be excellent at it, but you would.
But I wouldn't because
you would go for the real joke.
Well, yeah, I mean, but just the people you have to please that are on set for a commercial shoot. You know, you have to please the agency people and the you know, and the product people, and you go. And you have to please them, you know. None of the things that will please them have to do with the joke.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it became very clear to me very quickly that wasn't going to be a gig.
Did you ever try that or go to that direction?
No, but I took a class.
Oh.
And like within, you know, it was like a day-long crash class. It was Jordan Brady's class.
I didn't know he ever taught a class.
Yeah, he directs a shit ton of commercials. And but I knew you know, and by the end of hour 1 of the 8-hour day, that is like,
Did you know him going in?
No, I didn't know, only sort of in passing on Twitter.
Well, I don't know if I've told the story, but
I knew who he was for years.
Yeah, because but once I got this part where they didn't know if they wanted, I don't know if I've told the story. They didn't know if they wanted Dennis Leary type or they wanted like a goofy comedian. They just you could tell the clients were there that they just wanted a Dennis Leary type. And that's how the whole thing was written. You got a car? I'm talking about sidebars. Give 4 on the floor. What am I doing? And they had to keep running it. They were shooting on film, and they kept running up to me. That was the take.
Yeah.
Boom. And I have to remember this disconnected dialogue that made and then they dressed me up like they tried to make me look handsome and with boots, and they fired me the next day. Sounds right?
It sounds right. Sounds about right if they wanted a Dennis Leary type.
Well, that's the thing. You say, I'm not going to do that for you. And they say, well, we still like what you do. That's not what, if they go, well, we like what you do. That's not what they mean sometimes.
Right.
They go, well, when we get you out to the set,
right.
You're going to give us a Dennis Leary read, right? Do you like here's one thing. I hate liberty. But I do like the Zoltar character.
Yeah, a couple of those are funny. The first time through each one.
The first time through when he goes, you think you could free Zoltar?
Thanks, lady.
And yeah, you can't watch that more than once with the bicycling. I was up for that.
The unicycle.
I was up for that. Yeah, unicycle.
Because you put unicycle on your special skills. Like an idiot.
Could you imagine saying I could do it? And
I spent better part of a summer trying to learn to ride a unicycle when I was a kid.
It's very hard, right?
It's very hard. Yeah, I never really got it that good.
As the lump on your head shows.
Yes.
Where would you even practice it?
In the driveway down to the, because I would use the car to steady me. And then,
And we'll be back with more Jews doing
suburban Jews with their circus skills.
You never went the stilts route?
No, but I juggled very well.
That I either didn't know, or you haven't told me, or I forgot.
But one of the three.
Is that how you met Chris Bliss at a juggling competition?
No, I met him on the way to a road gig in my car.
And you guys had never met?
We've never met. Ladies and gentlemen, we've never met.
Let me set the scene for me. You, Chris Bliss.
Yes, I picked him up, and we went off to a gig in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin.
And was he headlining?
Yes, he was.
And
he was only headlining, I will say.
Why?
Because he closed with the juggling.
No,
No, I told him that soon after that. I mean, years later, I said, when I met you, you were a middle with that no one could follow.
Was he aware of that?
Yeah, he knew. Chris is a very smart guy.
And did you ever juggle?
He grew into a very good comic, but at the time, he had a middle act with a closer that was unbelievably good.
Right.
That he opened for the Jackson 5 with.
Did he ever do this line? 3 balls in the air, and then if you drop one of them, you go, oh, my ball, 3 in them, something like that. You break it like your balls.
You look down and go, hey, stay there till you learn it.
Did you ever juggle for him to show him?
We did a thing together.
Get out of here.
Yeah, no, when we did our 2-man show, we closed with this thing where at the end I would join in juggling too, just to be brazen.
But you have juggled before that.
Yeah.
And when did you learn how to juggle?
I learned how to juggle by staying home pretending to be sick from school for a week.
And how many balls did you get up to? 3, right?
Three was what I was genuinely good at. And then I could do 4, and occasionally I could get something going with 5.
So once you get 3 going, it comes like a kind of a comfortable thing?
Yeah. I could do the show while juggling.
Oh.
It would be distracting.
How quick did you get sick of it?
I don't know that I ever really got sick of it.
Right.
But I never, it was never like I wanted to be a professional juggler. I just liked being good at it.
And W.C. Fields is...
And I did actually get to, there was a guy in Minneapolis named Scott Burton. Did you ever meet him?
I don't think
comic and juggler, and a really great juggler. And I would go to his studio, and he was so good at throwing clubs. We would we would juggle clubs together, 6 clubs between us. And because he was so good at throwing them, I could keep it going for a long time. Yeah.
And
he could catch whatever shit I threw at him, and I could catch whatever he threw perfectly at me. So it was really fun.
Wow.
But again, not something I want to go on the road with.
No, because, yeah. No,
But yeah, I could do torches. I could do...
isn't that a...
It was nerdy Jew
Heaven.
kid sort of heaven for, this is like 12, 13.
But no magic act? Or
No,
you did-
I never did magic. I
Yeah.
did do the juggling, though. Parallel geeky track.
I couldn't even get that good at the
I
yo-yo.
juggled for my 8th grade student council election speech.
Oh, my God.
Through the entire speech.
Did you win?
Yes, I did.
What was it for what?
For my 8th grade student council election.
God. Unbelievable. What a hack, in a way.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Who's going to follow that?
Exactly.
Oh, why don't you... Oh, you elected the juggling politician?
Yes.
And maybe if we put a new water fountain on the 4th floor...
No, it was thematic.
Hello!
I worked it in. So
All right, let me hear it.
I think it was your ideas, my ideas, and imagination. I can keep all three.
God.
Yeah.
I am so horrified.
Yes.
You mean like it as juggling as metaphor?
Yes. Why else would you do it?
Because people enjoy it.
What am I, a clown?
There's a guy playing named Clowny on the game
Yes,
tonight.
there was.
He seems very good.
He was dominating.
And he doesn't get upset when you call him Clowny.
No.
Get over here, Clowny.
He prefers you call him Mr. Clowny.
Well, in my case.
Yes.
In my case, he's... You know, I had the image of Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani, that Trump would have put his hand on Rudy Giuliani's forehead as a kid.
While he was swinging his arms.
Swinging his arms.
Yeah.
Don't you think that he's like a bully and Rudy is his
I feel more like Trump would have his dad's guy
Yeah.
hold Rudy Giuliani's forehead.
And I never realized...
Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Steve. Hey.
No, try. Now
Give
try.
him the number 3.
No, try. No, really try. And I never realized how good Kate McKinnon was. I mean, I knew how great she was.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how accurate she was till I saw, like, Rudy Giuliani. I never noticed that he got crazy monster hands.
He does have crab claws going.
Here's a guy who, I mean, I wasn't attracted to him, but as a young man, he was he wasn't ghoulish.
He was Andy's mayor.
But I hated them. Always hated them. Always thought he was a garbage. But he wasn't ghoulish. He's purposely made himself to be ghoulish. His personality, that's how you end up looking like that. What am I? What's the thing, the field that's not good? Where they tell people the size of your head and...
Phrenology?
Yeah.
Wow, we got to phrenology, people.
Hey, people.
I went to my phrenologist the other day. He's working on my noggin map.
You know what's great about Dennis Miller? Nothing about his act, but he can still cheer me up, like on a very, like if I'm really got nothing going on, I can do a little thing at home. I see someone that looks like him on TV, and it just gets the juices going.
Right, like his essence.
Yeah,
can cheer you up without it being attached to him.
Oh,
I understand. It's like a transmogrification.
Transmogrification. The day I realized that he was not that intelligent, and it was just a trick, I used to love him so much. It was always a trick, but it was at least a nice trick.
Yeah.
This guy was to that guy, as this situation was to that era, and just basically snarky. I used to like that joke with Charles Manson when he had put carved the thing on his head, and nothing tells the...
What better way to say to the parole board you're ready to snap back into society, or whatever he said.
He goes, to tell them that you got your act together. So Polanski doesn't seem to be wearing well.
What is there more Polanskiism going on?
Oh, the Polanskiism is that a French woman accused him of raping her. It's okay. You can't. If you're going to make these French jokes. No, they accused him of another thing.
Yeah, like current day?
No, when she was 18.
Then. Oh, good.
And there's a beautiful... beautiful woman so that you could, I mean, not if she wasn't.
Wait, that's where
Look,
you went off.
that's the problem. That's all I care about.
So you could see how it happened.
Yeah,
What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
Look, she was
What kind of a monster are you?
beautiful. Look, I might have said, like, just shoved her a little bit and say, hey, is that okay? All right, stop it. You don't have to take that out, but please explain to my wife. My wife. You do a good Borat? My wife. No, you don't.
I don't.
And also, I saved the Pete Buttigieg campaign this morning. Did you know that?
You saved it?
I think I was one of the people who saved it.
Did you send the money?
No, I'm not. I'm a Jew.
What am I, crazy?
I'm a Jew. What can I do? No, I happened to wake up or be up at 6 a.m, not knowing
6 in the morning. Sorry.
not knowing about the whole history of it, that he had been misquoted, or that he didn't know he was misquoted.
Yeah, about the Obama thing.
Yeah, I came on just as the guy was either apologizing for it or saying it was a misquote. I spent like 20 minutes replying to people, it was a misquote, it's a misquote, it's a misquote, it's a misquote, it's a misquote, and to the point where they retweeted me, the head of the campaign, a couple of campaign high ups in the campaign.
Yeah.
They retweeted what I said. When I followed them, did they follow me back? No. But the point is, for that brief moment, I was a hero. But then someone came in and said, wait a second, someone said, I don't know. And I didn't say to him, shut up. I know.
They retweeted me. Talk to the campaign.
Shut up.
Technically, I work for the campaign now. Yeah, see?
But a friend of mine said, I'm skeptical. And I said, why?
It's
and
boot edge, see?
she is my friend is the Resistance. That's her name. And she's not her real name, but she was a Kamala Harris fan. So
Yeah.
she came in, she goes, well, he said things like that before. So then I said, well, in other words, I didn't react like I normally act on Twitter, which would be, and I did think, I'm doing this pretty early. First
Hello,
thing I
Tweety.
see, I go, well, it was a misquote, see?
Yeah.
But, oh my God, what a wonderful morning it was.
Good. A little OCD, a little conflict.
I know that I'm on the edge all the time. And I'm never going to talk about the OCD again. You know why?
Why?
The letter. The letter from last week.
Yeah.
It could have been a Russian robot. I don't know who it was.
No, you said you knew. It's like Andrew Sweet or something.
I think he was doing it sarcastically then.
I think he actually wrote back about it.
That he was
this week.
interested in it, right? Oh, we'll find out.
Something.
We'll
He said
find
that
out.
You guys had a fight at some point, too.
Oh, not Andrew Sweet, that guy who had that hit song. Wasn't there a guy? Mark Sweet?
No, that's Matthew Sweet.
Matthew Sweet. And his was like,
Sick of myself when I look at you, something that's beautiful and true.
I was listening, when I went home last week, I said, I said to myself for a second, we started talking about politics. He didn't want to talk about politics. And I said to myself, whatever you don't want to talk about, you know what sounds bad 3 days later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So unless I don't care about it that much either.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think that's a good thing when you go, no, let's not, you don't have to punch me so hard.
Yeah, well, it's a training method. It's that or use the kennel.
What were we talking about? Not Matthew Sweet. We were talking about.
We were talking
the guy with
about why you're not going to talk about your
OCD.
I don't believe you, first of all.
No, I'm lying about it. I was doing it so that you would go, no, Andy, it's one of the main things of the show.
No, I'd like to steer it away in year 7.
I think I did I had some pollsters, and they said that 75% of our audience does not know why they listen to the show.
No.
Do you like the characters?
I found that low.
Answer the following questions. Do you like them personally? No.
No.
Do you like the sounds of their voices as voices?
No. Do you like the content? No.
Somewhat, moderately. But I did one, not self-help thing. I was reading this thing in the New Yorker because I'm so literary. And the New Yorker had this article about...
Literary or literate?
And I know, I blew it there. Yeah, because I like literature, because I'm a big readerature. I'm into readerature. And will you stop punctuating everything I do with that stupid...
magazine dropping motherfucker.
Yeah, so, I was at the New Yorker offices because my thing didn't come in, so I went over there to see if they were in, and I said, hey, Wallace Shawn's father. You used to work here. So the article is about how willpower does not basically work. So in other words, or there are certain things that don't work. Like people in the 90s, they went, eat 5 5 for 5, they said eat 5 fruits or whatever they said.
Right.
Those don't work. What works is changing your habits so that, and the example they use is the famous marshmallow experiment. They put these marshmallows in front of kids, and they say, "Can you wait?" And most kids can't wait. They just eat it.
Delayed gratification.
Right. But they found if they covered up the marshmallow, like you knew it was in the room somewhere, but you couldn't see it, they could wait 6 minutes longer. So that's what they're starting to look at. So, if, for example, you check your phone a lot, doing something as simple as turning it off will make you not check it because you don't want to go through the annoyance of turning it on. So I thought that was really interesting. And one of the things I used in my own life was today when I texted you instead of tweeting. I wasn't really going to tweet, but we don't have to go into details, right? There's no reason to.
Yeah.
Okay. But the thing was, I started to get steamed about something. And I started to get steamed about it. And I started to say, I really was going to go to ask the other Andy what he thought. But I went and texted you, and you didn't come down on me hard about it.
No.
And I got it out of my system.
Oh, good.
And I think that I just realized that really is a thing I'd never thought about. If you analyze what your triggers are. Like, let's say every day at 10 o'clock you're working and you have to have a donut or whatever it is.
Right.
Sometimes you might learn it's not that you want a donut, you just want to get up and do something else.
Right.
And I think those things really,
I've examined a lot of this with smoking and all those sorts of things.
Yeah, they said smoking is an example of how creating friction, they call it friction, helps people not smoke.
No, I believe in all that.
So the fact that it's so expensive that you can't smoke anywhere, helps someone like you not smoke. I mean, you're not going to smoke.
No, I believe all that for sure.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you. And
at some point, the inconvenience outweighs the gratification.
That's exactly right. Or for example, if they experimented, if they took junk food, they just took junk food out of the dorm refrigerator, kids would eat healthier. And that's the same thing like me and the wife struggle with all the time. It's like, if we get cartons of ice cream, we will eat the cartons of ice cream.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's what I don't buy shit for the most part.
Right.
I don't buy snacks because I can't count on myself to
I thought you didn't have much of a craving for it.
No, I mean, if it's there,
you will.
Like if I buy candy or something, I'm pretty powerless over it.
But when you do think of it, it's like if you think of it, you're a bad person or willpower. That's not as effective as just creating different tricks for yourself. Like not buying it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to accept your behavior and adjust.
But
you have to adjust your behavior, but you have to accept your proclivities.
That's exactly right. So for me, it's really helpful because if the first thing I'm going to go to is I haven't done Project X, then it's easy for me to go, you're a fucking idiot. Of course you haven't done it. You're a fucking idiot. And to just spin out and not to see any way out of it. But when you come up, like one of the major ways out of it, I think for like me and Susan is, we've been in our apartment so long, but now we're starting to set it up in the office, and the more places you have, like here, I imagine just to get into another space, you can go to another room.
Right.
And that's really important. They said like when you're writing to do that thing, go into another environment.
Yeah, I think it helps to have a dedicated space for things. And it's why I don't spend any time in bed other than sleeping.
Yeah, I know people are like that. I like that. I have mixed feelings about that. I feel like if I made the bedroom, if I was more willing to read in the bedroom, maybe I would go in there earlier. See what I mean?
Yeah, but
you don't have the same problem. Susan and I both hate going to sleep more than we hate. Do either one of you two hate going to sleep so much you avoid it?
Allison loves it to death.
Right.
And I, as a kid, hated going to sleep because of my FOMO, which involved television. But no, I don't see it as a defeat in any way. I don't see it as I just have to time it right.
Yeah.
I have to wait until I'm sleepy to go to bed.
Yeah. There's so many things that I do that could upset the apple cart.
Yeah.
Like, so what? Midnight is not too late to take an Adderall. I mean, why not? Take it at midnight and I'll be tired, exhausted, and ready to go sleepy land at 2.
Yeah. It doesn't make so much sense, really.
But a lot of my thing is from like, when you push yourself, when you think you should, if you're just pushing yourself by the Christian work ethic, you're an idiot, get up and do something, then you're not going to learn different ways to.
It's not about, it's more sleep ethic for me. You know,
like
it's more like I want to be able to sleep when I go to bed.
Yeah.
You know, and that I've found that's the best, that's been my strategy around insomnia.
Yeah, I think you got to do what works. Like, this article was saying that 99.999% of what we do gets turned into habit.
Yeah.
To save your mind to have the room to think about other stuff. So like when you go into a car, you don't think that the environmental cue of getting into the car sets up all of these other things, strapping in the thing, but all those things become basically habits, and that's the way the body does stuff.
Yeah, no, have you ever tried to dry yourself from the shower differently?
How do you mean?
Like you have a towel routine that you do
with the hair.
Every single that it goes up and over. You know, with me, it's like first it's like face and hair, and then over the back, and
Yeah.
And it's like really hard to break that.
Yeah. Would you want to break that though?
No.
But
once you notice it. And then
it shows you how
it becomes almost a game to work against it, just to see how ingrained that muscle memory is.
Well, the thing that I really got from it that's so close to what I'm doing in therapy is the idea that it's okay to analyze how you're doing things, and to figure out a better way to do things. And if you don't beat yourself up on it, then
that's the off-road. If you use it as a way to improve your systems as opposed to an excuse to berate yourself,
right?
Then it's productive.
But they used to think that the one kid out of 100 who didn't eat the marshmallow was a superior thinking kid.
Right.
And in some ways they can be, but in some ways anybody can overcome these things. It doesn't mean like because you crave sugar more that you're a bad person or anything.
Right.
Or that you shouldn't even eat sugar. It's only if it's an issue. Like I know for me, I talk about in therapy, it's like I don't want to do something. So I go, you know what I should do is I should make some kind of meal. And then I look back at the day, it's all eating all the time.
Yeah.
Either preparing or cleaning so it's not about the food sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to.
I lost your train a little bit. What do you mean? It's not.
Well, it couldn't have been that strong if I. In other words,
I lost when you got to food.
Okay, I tend to eat compulsively if I'm avoiding something.
Okay.
Right. So I don't want to do something. I need to have the rhythm, the energy of eating the pistachio nuts.
So you tell yourself, I need to eat first before I do this thing.
I think in general, I give myself the thing at the beginning. People need to eat.
Right.
Right?
Right. Okay.
So every time you go to eat, you don't even think about it. You're like,
wrong if you're eating.
Yeah, it's like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Well, I should be fixing a sandwich. So if you harden yourself, but if you analyze, it could be something like the thing that I learned that was so amazing was that just changing your environment, like kids, for example, if they force themselves not to study in the dorm and I'm going to go somewhere else to study, they could get more done because all the things around you that lock you into a blah feeling, you can mix that up. It's when you get locked into a thing and you don't know how to get out of it. And you think, so that helps me a lot with walking. But then there's sometimes when it's like my desire to have something else going on all the time does hinder me because it's like, I need a podcast to go and put the recycling out.
Right.
It's like, I need a podcast when I'm shopping. Well, then you're going to miss the cotton candy grapes.
Right.
For the forest.
I think of life in terms of like input and output a lot. And I go through modes where like I'm hungry for input.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to feed on other people's creativity. But then there's a point where I have to sort of shut it down.
Right.
So that I give my own headspace to think and hear things and be inspired by things, more consciously than the passivity of watching stuff,
The only exception to that would be that sometimes Susan and I, we won't go to a movie or we won't go out to eat because we get behind on stuff.
Right.
And we think we can't do it. But that's where it's like going out to a movie or seeing something you really want to see on TV can stimulate your mind. And that's the thing, like I would sometimes separate.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think that's a habit of yours is you have to, if you have something that you're not getting to, you feel like if I'm not doing it, then I should be punishing myself for that.
That's exactly it. You should be a therapist or at least an analyst.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I'm just an observational comic.
But I would often convince myself I don't have the 20 minutes to do such and such.
No, I know. I see that with Allison too. She does that. But I mean, with you, I've seen the taxes have been like the greatest example of that, where it's like this ongoing thing. And at any time you can use it as a weapon against yourself or others.
Yeah. And even to the point where I know it sounds so fucking boring.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when I got upset with the person with the website, it's like, there's nothing worse to me than it's like, yes, I know it's an old website. I know it's like, if I'm so hard on myself, I'm just like, oh, don't remind me of it.
Right.
But you should remind me of it.
Well, you know, it's just, it doesn't make you a bad person.
Right.
And none of it makes you a bad person. It can make you a forgetful person or lackadaisical about your website person, but none of those things fall into the category of bad person, you know?
I think that the fact that it's so true what you're saying, because now, like a normal human being, I can take feedback, which I could not take many years ago.
And that's the proclivities versus behavior thing. It's like there's a lot of shit that I just go, nope, can't do that about myself, you know, where I just go, no, that's a weakness of mine. You know, and that's where I leave it. I don't leave it as, you know, and I'm a weak person and I'm horrible. Right. You know, it's like, nope, that's one of my fucking blind spots. I need help with that, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty good about that now. I mean, obviously, I also have this control freakdom thing that, like I said last week, when I fuck up, it upends the apple cart there for a while, but, you know.
But even when it upends, see, the thing is, even when it upends the apple cart.
It's not a tantrum. It's the only time when I become self-hating, though.
Right.
Not the only time, but.
I think it's like, you're not doing it, I mean, I could say, like, I wish you wouldn't get mad at yourself at all, but it's not like you do it all the time, every day, and it's understandable to be upset in that situation.
Yeah, so, and I shook it off. In this case, I shook it off.
So, yeah, but
I'm also pretty good at like, calculating the stakes, you know? Like, in the case of the Dave Foley thing, it was like, the stakes are low.
Right, except we still haven't told him.
Well, that's on you.
No, that's you. I think
if you want, I will.
No, but then that would be but I got to get. He's offering to take it off my shoulders. Yeah.
I mean, you look like a coward, but you know.
Oh,
since you're the contact person.
Oh, is that how you take away? Or you give it to me and you take it away?
But but I knew that he wasn't going to give a shit.
Right, but the thing is, he not giving a shit is also a worldview that you have, which is my worldview is what my father would do if he got upset. Because you never knew what would upset him, but when he did get upset, woohoo! And my mother was always upset.
Right.
So it's like it doesn't even matter with the other. The way I was.
But the other thing is, like, I can live with Dave Foley thinking I have shitty tech skills. You know?
Well, you don't want people to think
that's the part of my reputation that's at stake there, you know?
Right, but I put myself in the position of, that would be the worst thing for him to ever record. It's all, my own stuff getting in the way of it. And the thing is, I think the podcast, like my therapist said that our relationship with my wife, I want to say that I love you more than my wife.
Please don't. Not on tape. You say it enough off tape.
These are the chances to learn of these kind of relationships, which I've had so few of in my life. Even though I didn't know till you called me a hermit, but that I'm not as social because I'm so afraid to go past a certain point because then they're going to find out I'm an idiot or I'm going to not like what they did. So
no, we're the two people you believe aren't trying to entrap you.
Well,
and your therapist
and my therapist. Well, the other thing is that. Now I can look back.
I'm trying to entrap you sometimes, but only for a laugh.
Right, because it's so... only what?
Only for a laugh.
Like, when I look back at all of the things that you would say, like, oh, well, like, when you said, like, oh, I don't know. There was a part of me like, well, I think it's good podcast to look at something that nobody else can see and go, why can't you get that thing off the... And when I stopped taking those...
What are you talking...
Like, you'd say, like, my mind would go, I never saw that green... chair before in the porch.
Yeah.
And then it was like, what are you going to do? So there would be part of me that used to be defensive. Well, why can't he take whatever it is that I'm saying? And then and when you don't take it personally, you realize everybody has a certain thing that helps them along or likes to do things in a certain way.
Right.
And so was I really helping when I said, and how was your week? Now, does that mean I'm a monster? No. But I can still adjust these things because it's two people working together.
Right.
I'm not losing myself because but it used to be, I would always think I'm giving myself up.
Right.
And so I'm saying we should get married in like a group thing, like a Mormon thing.
Yeah.
But don't call it Mormons.
No.
I wish people could see the sickness on your face as you imagine. And I think it's your homophobia. A man can't love a man like a woman, and then all of a sudden that's wrong? I'm the bad guy.
No, bad's not what I was thinking.
Is that your popcorn? Because that's not my hand.
That's the whole?
You think it's break time?
Hey, so you sent me a song, yeah.
Now, has this song been played before?
This is from I Wish I Was Bitter. Is this
Neighbors.
a Jack Temkin song?
It's both. We both wrote it. We both wrote it through Jam.
Yeah, I meant to co-write it.
God damn it, Josh.
Didn't mean it.
This was based on a song my whole life. I was kidding around in bands about writing.
Yeah.
Because it was all based on, we want to play. So Jack was the first person I played for. He goes, yeah, that's a good song. I was so hard on myself.
Yeah.
So then we just started jamming it. And then I think if I played it before in the show, I played a version that wasn't as good. But you don't think maybe I did at all.
I think you did play both the Jack Temkin songs.
Right.
But who cares?
The second one, here's why I think it'll be better, because the second one went on so long.
Yes.
And I think it was an older
long.
version.
Yeah.
So y'all say what you think of, I hope you listen and enjoy it with me.
Me too.
Or not enjoy it.
I'll pretend.
Ugh. Sounds terrible what position I put you in. I'll be back after these words from me.
Here's Andy's song tonight on Frontline.
To play like this.
He has to play like this. He has to play like this. He has to play like this.
I wanna play like this. But I have to play like this.
He has to play like this. He has to play like this. He's compelled to play like this. Sometimes you start to get pretty excited, so you decide to crank it up a little because you want to pump up the volume.
I wanna play like this. I have to play like this.
He has to play like this. He has to play like this. He has to play like this.
I wanna play like this. But I have to play like this.
He's forced to play like this. He's compelled to play like this. He can't
have to play like this. Well, you got to get along with your neighbors. Got to get along with your neighbors. Got to get along with your neighbors, no matter what they do. Even if the dog hops over the fence and gives your leg a chew. Even if they dump garbage on your lawn. Garbage on your lawn. Neighbors, so you still got to get along. Yes, you do.
I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna call the music police. Hey, fences make good neighbors. Look, you know what else is good? A 12-foot brick wall. You know what I mean? With guard dogs. And maybe a tower with some sharpshooters.
Man, we played Satisfaction better than the Stones, man. What are you doing with that shotgun?
I think I'm going to show the neighbors my gun.
Oh, man, put that back in the closet,
I
man.
think this would be a good time for me to show the neighbors
No.
my gun.
I really
Just a way
think...
of saying, how do you do?
This. I have to play like this.
He said he has to play like this.
You know, Andy, you're never going to have any problem if you just learn to sit quietly in your chair all the time.
Yeah, but I thought maybe I would see what was happening.
Well, no, you really, I mean, you owe it to everybody else to be as little as possible.
Yeah, but my friends and I, we thought we would run downtown.
Well, these creative urges, they're just urges, you know, and you have to fit in.
Yeah, but we just want to check it out and see what the deal is, and then we'll...
But you got to learn to be a good neighbor, man.
That was Neighbors right here on Frontline.
Andy?
I like the yes and fade out.
Oh, man.
That was fun.
That was fun.
It was sort of, I was thinking Mojo Nixon along the way at times.
Yeah. I was influenced by him, but I never would consciously
No, I didn't think you were aping him. That's not what I'm saying. There was no theft, no lifting, just vibe-wise.
I agree with you.
At first, I wanted to say Zappa. I was like, no, it's not.
It really
it's
isn't
not.
Zappa-ly.
Huh?
Zappa is more like in the pocket of you don't know exactly that it's...
Yeah, and it's more about the jazz vibe, too, a lot of the time.
I have a lot of that, too. What? Not so much?
Not so much.
We know, I was...
But it was right on the border of novelty song.
Right.
Yes, would you say?
It's the border of novelty song, but I wouldn't pick, so I don't want it to be the
Or
Monster
just
Mash.
funny song.
It's a funny song.
Okay.
And and you say novelty song, that's the reason why I never wanted to do it, because I was like, oh, it's funny but if you, for 12 years, you're telling everybody the same idea, why don't you try it? What the hell? I used to say, oh no,
Right.
it's too sacred for my music. That would be fine for my comedy, Josh, but I certainly wouldn't suggest that for Andrew Kindler. Jazz, rhythm and blues.
Is it good for my brand?
Yes. So that was...
Well, thank you for...
Well, thank you.
Bringing that in.
And by the way, I wanted to tell you that I did see a couple of minutes of the Wallflowers thing, Echoes in the Valley.
Echoes in the Canyon.
And I couldn't get through with the setup you gave me. It looked more and more that he was out of his element or something, Jacob Dylan. And then Michelle Phelps was like, yeah, so we heard if the Byrds are going to make an album, well, let's get together. And was that the image of the Byrds, that they sucked? No.
No, but I think that they were,
Fuck-ups?
I think they were fuck-ups,
Yeah.
but, they were visionary fuck-ups.
I like the Mamas and the Papas, too. So.
I like them both.
But I could see...
like Lou Adler, too.
Who is Lou Adler? He's a Paul Simon guy?
Producer who produced like Monterey and
Because he's in
produced Janis.
He's in a Paul Simon song.
He's the guy who sits next to Jack Nicholson at the Lakers games, who looks like
Oh, wow.
with the beard and the beret and the sunglasses.
Because Paul Simon says, I've been Lou Adler,
Barry Sadler.
I've been Rolling Stone and Beatle till I'm blind. But I've learned the truth.
I've been Ayn-Randed, nearly branded, a communist because I'm left-handed. Well, that's the hand I use. Well, never mind.
Wait, is it Dylan now?
That's him. That's Paul Simon doing Dylan.
Oh, because he goes,
I've
where's my
been
harmonica?
Norman Mailer, Maxwell Tailored.
I lost
I've
my
been
harmonica.
John O'Hara, Max Merritt. But no, he was making fun of Dylan.
Don't you think everyone got mad at him for that?
I've been rolling. He's so old that when they say Dylan,
He
they think he means Dylan Thomas.
Whoever he was.
A man ain't got no culture.
Albert, I've lost my harmonica. What's the anger so much?
It was pretty
What's
funny.
the anger?
That
It was
about
funny.
That's again funny song versus novelty song. That was a funny song.
I'll give you $1 if you can tell me the name right now.
A simple desultory philosophic.
A desultory Philippic.
Ah, damn it!
I had to look it up.
That was close.
That was great. You also, if there's a game show where you're allowed to, practice on the way, you really did figure it out.
Yes. Yes. Let's go to questions.
Let's go to questions.
Seth Dick III says, I was playing foosball with my pal Willie, and he thought James Mason might explain why Dennis Franz and Daniel J. Travanti each fell off the face of the earth after their long-running cop show ended.
Is this the Hill Street Blues people?
Oh, yes, it is. Daniel J. Travanti was the pizza man on Hill Street Blues.
He wasn't Renko? Was not Renko.
He was not, no. He was Captain Ferrello. Pizza man, that's his lovely
As to say,
district attorney lady, we call him. And Dennis Franz, I can't explain. I really can't explain either of them, but it seems to be some sort of botchko curse. You've been botchkoed.
Watch out. Bobby!
It's not.
Oh, not the same guy?
Iram says, when driving conditions are wintry, my car gives the message, roads may be icy.
A good read.
Carrie Whedon says, just a comment, retest show with 131. I work as a housekeeper at a 5-star hotel, and you're absolutely right about the glassware. They are washed in the bathroom with God knows what. Clean them yourself before use, and the blanket on the end of the bed is gross.
They've done better at not having that little horrible thing that they don't clean and ever on the bed. They used to have a strip of a...
Yeah, a lot of times.
They don't have that
like
as
a
much.
runner.
They wash, I think, everything.
This is where bare asses go after the shower.
I've seen... I think the only reason why I know is I've seen housekeeping wipe. You've seen them too, right? Wipe the glass?
I don't know that I have, but
Yeah, I've seen it because...
that's been my assumption that that's what's happening.
Well, you know why I see it. Whenever
I notice that they don't have glasses on their cart.
I notice it because whenever I leave the room, I feel like I have to, if I see anybody, I go, hi, how are you? I'm a person, and I also respect what you're doing. I'm in that room.
Please don't shit in my cup. Mark Thompson says, how do you think the conversation went between Irving Berlin and his rabbi when he informed him he wrote White Christmas? So you'll be giving us 10% then? Yes, Rabbi. Something like that.
You want me to do the Irving Berlin? Yes, but yes, Rabbi. I like Christmas, Rabbi.
That's fine. As long as you give us your chai, your yud.
Is it always about the money, Rabbi?
It is in this case when you're writing White Christmas. I would hope it's about the money.
If a man wants to call himself
If a Jew writes White Christmas, I would hope it's not for the Christmas.
not for the Gentile.
I would hope it's for the green Christmas.
Why is it those words? Those are not supposed to be good words, like Gentile. It's not a bad word.
No.
Shiksa is a bad. What's a bad?
Shiksa is a derisive word.
Yeah. What does it mean? Like it's just
it's like goy.
Yeah.
It's derisive.
A goy is a bad word.
Yeah.
The goy. Okay, thank you. How about schwitz?
Schwitz not so bad.
Stup.
Stupping is nice.
I'm getting into Yiddish, which is different.
If you stup a shiksa, even better.
Boy, Jews, we have to get it out of our system in some way.
Balil Zafar, star of Last Christmas in cinemas now.
What's that?
That's his whole Balil Zafar. Bilal Zafar.
Oh, Bilal.
Sorry, Bilal Zafar.
In Christmas. Is he in a movie?
Star of Last Christmas. Paul Feig's Last Christmas.
Wow. Jackie Cation is the queen of changing her thing, so I don't even know who's. It's 16th Street and 14th Avenue, December 12th to 19th, Shorty's Pizzeria.
Right.
Ask about our calzones.
Yes, Last Christmas opened this past weekend.
We should see it, right?
Yes.
Well, you could see a Christmas movie. It wouldn't mean that you would be trafe. Would you watch a Christmas movie about them eating shrimp? No.
Bilal says, "Hi, I like cricket, the sport, but don't understand how anyone could like baseball. I've tried to watch it a few times. Do you feel the same way about cricket?"
I don't. I think I somewhat could enjoy it as a thing, but without knowing what's going on, it's very hard to enjoy it. It just seems like a strange thing, which I would think baseball would look like.
Yeah, but I think baseball is more easily explainable than cricket.
Oh yeah, because someone tried to explain cricket.
I've had my father-in-law from India tried to explain it to me more than once, and to no avail.
Well, they go on more than one day sometimes, right?
Yeah. Why? I don't know.
I found that the best gigs I've done don't go into a second day. You know what I mean?
But I don't think that cricket sucks because I don't understand it.
Right, because we're not a normal American.
I don't understand craps either.
Oh, but you could learn craps way easier than you could learn cricket.
Maybe, but it would cost me more.
Do you consider me a very bright person?
Yes, Andy.
I picked up cricket craps. You ever play cricket craps?
Oh.
There is a good footage of a cricket player throwing a ball and trying to hit Piers Morgan with it. It's very enjoyable.
That's a good way in.
He's playing. He has a bat, and the guy is throwing it at his face.
Is that a wicket?
Oh.
No, it's not.
It's not a wicket. I thought it was. Well, I know that cricket has a tether ball, right? And it goes around the thing, and you have to stop it.
No, that's tetherball.
Oh. Well, then it has a birdie, right? It has a birdie, and look at the birdie.
It's badminton.
It's a shuttlecock.
Someone's going to have to shut this show down, I think. Because it's starting to become endlessly...
I haven't recorded for several weeks. Last week, I was just playing it up for show. You're looking now to see.
Do people get shadow puppets?
Yes. Rookie Karoka.
So it sounds wrong what you did there.
No, that's what the reference.
Oh.
It's a reference to My Favorite Year.
Oh, what's the line?
It's you don't have to happen to be bantamweight rookie Karoka.
I forgot that part of it.
My dear old dad swears that he saw a U-matic tape of James Mason's audition for the Mel Cooley character in Dick Van Dyke.
What was
show.
the tape? What was the tape?
A U-matic tape?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I think that's supposed to be
like pneumatic.
No, U-matic. I think it's like a.
I go Edison's.
I'm guessing it's like a kinescope. Do you know what a kinescope is?
I don't know what makes it a kinescope. I know it looks weird.
A kinescope is literally a film from a camera trained on the screen.
That's all it was.
Yes.
I see. I thought, why wouldn't I have been able to make the one extra step to find out what it was?
My dear old dad, yeah. So he said, okay, my dear old dad swears he saw a U-matic tape of James Mason's audition for the Mel Cooley character.
Did he try out
on the Dick Van Dyke Show and knocked it out of the park? I say it was quad tape in those days. Still, I wonder.
I wonder too, but I just don't see how that could happen. It doesn't seem like the right personality for it to play Mel Cooley.
Alan would like to see you all on stage right now. Now you.
Oh, I can't. We can't, Mel. We're still writing the show, Mel.
Yuck.
Hey.
Call me Baldy.
Hey, Baldy.
Rob, won't you tell him to stop? Yuck.
It shows you that Mel Cooley as a character was very hard to pull off.
Very hard to ape.
And it was during the time period where bald jokes were considered fine.
Yeah, they still are. I think that's the last frontier.
That. Have you ever talked to someone who has receding hairline?
No.
Yeah, but you are fine with it. You're fine with it. Oh, okay, that's right. You. It's like me with Jews.
What?
I can do any joke I want because I'm a Jew. You can do any joke you want.
No, you can do any bald joke you want. I don't give a shit.
Oh, when
I feel like this is the curse for making fun of my bald dad as a child for all those years.
You deserve it.
I did. I really feel that way.
No, you don't really feel that way.
I do. I mean, not really, but I feel like that's where I have to chill the fuck out.
I just love a small Josh Weinstein with a rolled up blazer on. Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Take down the shine. You're communicating with a satellite up there. Hey, Dad. When do they plant the corn?
Step out of the light, will you?
Hey, that reminds me. I want to go play pole. Like you look like a cue ball, Dad.
Okay. I thought you said pole.
Pole.
Michelle Weiscarver.
I love you, Michelle Weiscarver, more than you will know. I think you're wonderful, and you listen to my show.
J. Elvis Weinstein, quote of the century, I have big trouble with a show that peaks with taint whacking and doesn't end with taint whacking. I nearly expired. Holy shit, I love you guys.
You painted a nice picture of an award show. I haven't even heard from CJ since that award show. What happened? Are we? Is award season over? Are we done?
I don't know if there's more. We played in Boston at the North of Boston Festival over the weekend.
Well,
they didn't go.
Did they ask us to go?
No. And I don't know. I don't know if there's any more festivals on the schedule or just straight to distribution.
I just want to tell you how much a team player I am.
Call in, CJ. Let us know.
Let us know, CJ. I will play like if it's a Van Nuys festival, or if it's an Encino festival.
Right.
I'm right
but
there.
But Tarzana, you won't do.
You said don't say Tarzana.
That's why you won't do it.
You know, I don't know if you knew when I moved to Woodman Hills, it wasn't like this, Josh. Woodman Hill. What is it?
Woodland Hills.
Woodland. You know, Josh said, let's move to Canoga Park. I said, I'm not so sure. I like it.
That's where the Karate Kid lived.
He did?
I think so. Greg Kelly says, I was with my pal Tobias watching college football, and he said James Mason lost the role in Saturday Night Fever when he twisted an ankle right before the principal photography. True?
I don't know.
I don't think it is.
I think it's not true. Let's go on. No.
Hey, don't touch my hair. Leave my hair alone. Don't touch my hair. Gotta go.
Who am I mixing that character up with? Because he doesn't do Bobby, right? Who does Bobby?
Gregory Peck as Dr. Joseph Mengele does Bobby.
We should get more.
We're shutting down the program, Mengele. We will not shut down the program. We're shutting it down. I will not have this program stop because of some insolent Jew.
I guess I can never remember.
You're a madman, Mengele.
They call him. I can't do any impression. Bobby. They look like.
Seth Dick Trois says, didn't Foster Brooks play Willie Loman?
You stop slamming your cup like an old Jew.
Willie loved him, son. Willie loved him, son Hap, and the other one, didn't he? Foster Brooks, Willie Loman is the upshot.
Okay.
Here. My son Hap and brr, 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 whatever his given name was.
That's the show that could use more.
Attention must be paid.
Is he a good salesman, Willie Loman? Be playing the guy who's stupid, playing the guy who's dumb. Bink.
Mark Thompson says, as always, it's difficult to predict what the tone of the show and your moods will be a week before I hear it, but I sincerely apologize for asking that controversial variety show question in 131.
Oh, my God.
Almost ended the podcast.
Oh, my God, Mark, that's not your fault. It's Mr. All of a Sudden, he's an expert, and it was about him. You know what it was about, Mark? I can't see you, Mark. But it was about him making me less than so he could be more like.
More like?
No. More than.
They make me less than.
No, well, this
Excuse
character.
me, I'm less than. Look at me, I'm tiny. Ooh, I'm very insignificant.
I think what you're saying, Josh, is that this character is not exactly an attractive character. They couldn't make a goddamn show like Ed Sullivan now, right, Josh? You fucking idiot. Admit it.
No, they couldn't.
Oh, you jujitsu'd me.
That was my point.
You were saying they did.
No,
they did. And
no, he said, could a variety show be successful today?
And you said over the years.
I said, yes, there is one that's
What
very
is it again?
successful.
America's
Got Talent.
Yeah, I'm still.
Tell me how that's not a variety show.
No, it's not successful.
That's ridiculous.
How do you feel now, Mark? Mark, why did you get us going?
You're ridiculous.
Stop reminding us of it.
Jennifer Hansen says, Josh, with all the character requests you get each week, have you thought about joining Cameo? You could make a fortune. I bet I couldn't.
I did think about it once when the
I thought about joining buymeacoffee.com/thought spiral.
is that still available?
That's still available in your area.
Well, that's good. But also, if you want to hear me do James Mason as anybody, come to my Cameo account. I'll do James Mason. I'll do Josh Weinstein as Dave Mason.
Perfect.
Dave Mason.
Dave Mason, even better. There ain't no good times.
There ain't no bad times. That's the only James Mason song I can think of.
Shiftless Element says, was Gregory Peck a fan of the TV show Dallas? If so, who was his favorite Ewing? Perhaps JR's younger brother? You know, the one who famously emerged from the shower, wiping out an entire season? Could it be Bobby? Bobby!
It was a Bobby.
Yes, that's where he was pushing us. Yes.
Wait, he said James Mason, though, didn't he? Did he say Gregory Peck?
Gregory Peck.
Okay, so I'm the only one who doesn't know the difference between.
Yes.
Because you're less than. I'm feeling small.
John Kowaleski, cartoonist, says Foster Brooks is from my hometown, so I paid way too much attention to him in the 70s as a kid. Is there anyone you paid an unreasonable amount of attention to just because they came from your hometown?
Good
question.
I'm from the Big Apple.
No,
You know what
you're
I'll
from
say?
Queens. And you still
I'm
talk
from New
about
York
how your
City.
dad knew Harvey Kurtzman.
You know, my dad's dead, see? My dad's dead. My mom has Parkinson's, see?
My dad saw Don Rickles on the way to school once.
You know, that's not funny. That it hurts my feelings. It's the only memory he had from his childhood. It's Don Rickles would say, "That's a nice book bag you got there." Who's from Queen? There. I don't know. I never thought of it.
Boy, the way Glenn Miller played.
Songs I made the hit parade.
Well, from I don't know that I mean, there was the Coen brothers from my suburb and the Franken, so those are people who I would have liked anyway.
Were the Coen brothers from your area? How come my character, when I put you down, isn't as funny?
Because you're not as funny.
And I'm also me.
I mean, those are people I would have liked anyway, I think.
But you don't see anything to the fact that I come from a big city.
Well, no, because you didn't answer the question. You just turned it into some narcissistic thing and didn't answer the actual question.
Okay, so you know who I really was rooting for? I was rooting for the guy from Capturing the Freedmans because he was a teacher at my school. I don't know. That's the wrong person to be.
That's weird.
It's weird. I always. Well, no, I have nothing. I'll come next week. I'll come back with an answer for this.
All right, good. John Kowaleski would also like to say, I heard that Foster Brooks was up for Gregory Peck's role in Boys from Brazil, but he had a lot of trouble saying another character's name. I wonder what that might sound like. I'm surrounded by dogs. Get up, Robert, come here. Get this dog off my face.
Maybe we should have a special cameo.
That's what this is. That's what keeps the show on the air.
That's what it does.
It's the free cameos that I do.
That's true. You know, I've heard a lot of people taking this and they're using it for their phone.
Luke Hawley says, got any good stories about not making it to the bathroom on time? Well, settle in, people, because this is Andy's favorite topic.
You know what, Josh? I have so many stories I'd like to relate, but I just don't want to take the spotlight off you.
All right.
I'll give this whole section to you.
Okay. The first time I shit my pants.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't do it.
I wasn't going to do it. Jim Meehan says, if we're giving our Woodstock opinions, I'm going to go with my initial disappointment that the Bugaloos and Banana Splits weren't on the bill. Fleagle would have blown their minds, man.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that I definitely had took from that discussion is that there's no way for me to separate my own view of the world from what happened, so it doesn't matter. It's like I'm the last person to ask because I grew up wanting to be a hippie and all that kind of stuff. So,
right.
You know, that doesn't mean you're right.
No, I'm right.
Okay, good.
I know I'm right because I expressed it as my own opinion.
Yes, but then you don't believe in a world where there's further reflection?
No, I just believe that not everybody has to feel how I feel. I'm just saying
that's my problem. You have to.
I'm not preaching, and I'm not proselytizing.
You're not preaching to the choir?
No.
Okay. He loves the fact he lords it over people that he doesn't try to convert them to Judaism, which I think is a good thing.
The Bugaloos and Banana Splits. I don't know if either were in existence at the time of Woodstock.
I'm not sure if he's making a joke.
I know he's making a joke, for sure.
Of course, they were both cartoons.
But I'm just trying to be pedantic, I think.
But did the Archies ever make an appearance somewhere? I can make it not so sweet.
The Bugaloos and the Banana Splits is what he said.
I don't even know who the Bugaloos are, do you?
Yes.
Give me the song.
The Bugaloos, they're in the air in every way, flying high across the sky, go straight to your da 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 da. The Bugaloos, and they were the evil.
They were at Woodstock.
Martha Ray played the evil person in that one.
Oh man, this is.
It was a Sid and Marty Krofft thing. It was after her time.
Sid and Marty Krofft. Not Jews.
And the Banana Splits is 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4.
Wait.
La 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 la
La la la la. And that's a public domain song.
No, it's not.
Shut up.
No, you shut up.
No, I'm not kidding this time. And we're back with people who can't act on radio plays.
Tonight on Frontline. Dan Wade, are you... Hey, Josh, are you planning to sous vide a turkey this Thanksgiving?
Who? Oh, yeah.
If so, be sure to separate out the breasts because they don't need as much cooking time. Also, Andy told me to tell you he wants extra cayenne on his.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you do the sous vide thing, is there a chance that the way you prepare it, could be a little bit, what's the word? It's too...
It's just an almost sous vide turkey. Oh, but is it spicy? No, it's just turkey. It's just a turkey that was boiled in a pot. It sounds a little spicy. It's just a boiled turkey. But is it a little...
You spice that,
Could you
right?
taste it for me?
Are you going to... You're not going to sous vide a turkey, though, right?
No.
No one's even suggesting that, I would guess.
No, I think you absolutely could sous vide a turkey, and I bet it would be fucking great, but it would be big.
Right.
And take a long time. I think I'm going to broast a turkey and smoke a breast or two on the smoker.
I'm into it.
That's what I'm going to do. You're gone, though. You're in New York.
I'll be back
right?
in New York, and my mother going, where's the tea? Where are my Parkinson's pills?
Cool your jets, hockey puck, I'll say.
God, I saw the venom come out of you with my father and Don Rickles. I mean, you really just trashed my father's entire life. Oh, your father was with Ron Rickles. Sounds like a great life. And, your father knew Harvey Kurtzman. Nice. Bink.
Ricky Coroca is back saying, speaking of Bob and Ray, might I suggest the deliciously dark Carl Reiner comedy Cold Turkey as a small town? It's not, actually. It's Norman Lear, not Carl Reiner.
I saw that movie, and I didn't enjoy it as a kid. Is it where everyone's trying to quit smoking?
Yeah.
And then it's not with the Russians coming.
No.
The Russians are not part of
that's-
that.
No,
that's the Russians are coming.
Yes, the Russians are coming. The Russians are coming.
I don't remember loving Cold Turkey, but I don't remember I was young.
It's satire. It's Dick Van Dyke and Bob Newhart's in it, and it's about this town that tries to win a bet that a tobacco company put up that the entire town quits, and they
premise
get
that would-
$25 million or something.
Premise that
like
wouldn't even be allowed now. I mean, it would be allowed, but they.
right.
I can't give a fair reading of it because I saw it in the movie theater
Wow.
when it came out.
Wow.
And I think I was too young.
You would have been like 15 probably because I think it was like 7. I think it was like right around 70 or 71.
Definitely saw it
It
in the
was
theater because I remember
pre All in the Family.
Yeah. I remember it being a little too spicy too, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because it was like a lot of maybe I was too young for it.
It might have been over sophisticated for you.
Yeah. People were
Not
shocked.
to make you feel less than.
Don't say that anymore.
Yes, Dad, I'm less than.
Don't talk about it.
Here's me. There's you back there.
Are you happy that I feel worse? Yes.
Oh, so he finishes with, as small-town radio host to an Iowa community trying to quit cigarettes, Bob and Ray provide in the background commentary throughout.
I'd watch it again. I don't think I'd assigned myself to watch it yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But yeah, if I tumble across it, I'll stop and watch it.
I'll tumble for ya. What if Gregory Peck sang I'll Tumble For You?
I'll tumble for you. I'll tumble for you. I'll tumble for you, Bobby. I'll tumble for you, Bobby.
Bobby, did we scare away Perush because we said no more questions last week?
Maybe. Mad City Architect, Andy and Josh, I'm attending a conference in Vegas next week. I would like to have a little giggly fun with edibles in the evening, but want to be able to be in decent shape for the seminars. What would you recommend for a guy who hasn't partaken since college? I would recommend vaping. Oh, wait, that's verboten now, but edibles are tricky, but I would go 5 milligrams.
5 milligrams.
And then wait an hour at least.
Right. But if you find that the thing is this, I need like 20 milligrams of any of that stuff to feel
but you've smoked since college.
I smoked since college. And I know somebody on a plane did like 100 milligrams. So I'm not suggesting that. But I think the lowest amount, but also does he have to decide between sativa or whatever, or just hybrid, or it just depends?
I would go with the sativa-y thing, probably. And I would go, there's like, if they have like Kiva,
those are good.
Coffee beans, chocolate-covered coffee beans, with those are 5 milligrams each.
I also like the Dr. Norm's
cookies.
Yeah, they're very good, and and in fact, I've been getting into this thing where you equal amounts CBD and equal amounts.
That's what you're saying. You're a 50-50 man now.
Maybe you should do a dry run. But the thing is, does he know? He obviously knows it's legal there.
It's legal in Vegas,
and there's good stuff there.
Yeah, I would just go slow, go 5 at a time. And give it time. It always takes longer to come on than you expect.
Oh, he's not doing it for the conferences, right? He's doing it the night before. Yeah, because that would be me. How much do I need for the conference?
Dan March. Now that you're big movie stars, a buddy cop action flick is your next logical step. What are your nicknames? What crime gets you in your What crime really gets on your nerves? And what is your slightly humorous catchphrase?
Well, I already have the show, the movie Quinoa and Cal.
Yeah.
And we break all the rules except for our strict vegan rules. But it has to be something new, not from my act.
Right.
It would be smart. It would be smart cop, dumb, sound like a smart cop, dumb cop. I'd be the Lou Costello.
Okay.
And always getting in trouble. And the catchphrase was, maybe you should tell me, I told you not to touch the thing. Hey, so where are you going today, Josh?
Don't you touch that thing!
Well, why? I want to just see what
touching the thing!
I want to make a cup of coffee.
Oh, I'm getting too fat for this shit.
Coming soon, Marlon Wayans.
I'm getting too bald for this shit.
Hey, yeah, Josh, you look good. Any hair left at all? That would be my bantering with you.
That was good.
Yeah.
Get out of the car.
And then you have to make fun of my.
Get out of my car.
Get
out of my car.
You can't tell me. You're not the boss of boy.
I am actually. I outrank you.
Okay, I don't like those kind of scripts where you outrank me. Oh, is it like a Sergeant Carter thing? You're Sergeant Carter.
Pile. Kirk says, no question, just wanted to say I love the show. Oh, and the crying baby saying spicy had me rolling. Thanks, guys.
I don't remember that.
Why, you're just a baby.
A Merry Christmas. You said that I was just a dumb old man who had a coat.
Guy Incognito says, what's your consensus on Stevie Wonder? I think he's great, says Guy Incognito. Also, I hear James Mason was a big fan of Stevie himself and would read slam poetry of his songs, namely, Isn't She Lovely and Superstition. Now, can you imagine such a thing?
In other words, it's more about this than it is whether I like Stevie Wonder.
Yes, I think it is. Do you like Stevie Wonder?
I love him.
I do, too.
You can do the thing?
Very superstitious. Wash your face and hands.
15 years of bad luck.
7 years.
7 years of bad luck.
Isn't she lovely? Actually, I've been told by the courts I can't do any more things about young women.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
The courts told you that?
The courts, yes.
Oh, that's
the court of public opinion.
Ooh. Well, that was my little Richard.
You're the architect of that sound. Yeah, Stevie Wonder is one of those guys, one of the few guys who I feel sort of guilty that I'm not better versed in their catalog, because I do think that they're pretty geniusy.
Yeah.
But I haven't put a lot of time in beyond.
I don't think I have either. But the
hits,
stuff everything I've heard on the radio and all of Intervision.
Songs of the Key of Life. Did you ever own?
I didn't know that either, but I think I've heard a lot of those songs. Everything I've ever heard from him is great, but I'm not like a completist.
A Wonderhead. A Wonderhead.
That's exactly right. I met him though at the Super Bowl once when I was doing Super Bowl for Letterman.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. I don't know if it was funny, but it was fun for me.
Right. Did he recognize you? I can't believe I won that hard with that joke. That got in somehow. Tommy Barcanero says, Josh, how would Marv Albert describe the excitement surrounding the upcoming release of The Fiddling Horse?
Yes!
Yes! Andy Kindler as Barry Bitterman from downtown! Yes! That's not that very good, really.
Yes!
Yes! Yes!
Kareem?
Andy Kindler! Yes! There it is.
Okay, that was
Yes!
And then you make a sexual joke, or we're over that?
The sweet taste of backflash! Yes!
We're lucky. If someone just came upon this part of the show, they think we're the biggest hacks in the business. And we are.
And what part is that? What part of the show would acquit us?
The beginning where I go off on a 12-minute thing that makes no sense. That's the heart of the show.
You don't like the part where people just have me do bad impressions for an hour?
Oh, I love that. What if James Mason was gay and he also was from Cleveland and he had to go to Philly?
Yoshi Yamamoto.
Yoshi Yamamoto.
Here is this week's Yoshi Yamamoto lecture.
Brought to you by Frontline.
Here it is. Andy is right about football, Josh. The 12 minutes of action thing is less relevant because a majority of fans now watch via Red Zone channel or Sunday Ticket and binge all the football nonstop in 8 hours one time a week.
Yeah.
Which is both a catalyst and a facilitator for incorporating casual fantasy football fans and gamblers. It's why popularity has soared even further in the past decade and people still consume football despite the CTE and Kaepernick stuff. Well, I'm going to go all the way back to where you said the 12 minutes of action thing is less relevant. Because, again, I wasn't trying to talk people out of football.
Why are you trying to talk people out of football? They like the sport. Let them enjoy it.
I was saying my take on why I don't like it as much anymore
is the injuries.
I find it gets boring because there's a long time between plays. It's
that
hard
never. I love the rhythm in football more than anything else. I can even get a sandwich sometimes, or I can get a drink. I love that rhythm. It's not like baseball. It's not slow like baseball.
No, it's not. Yeah. And and if it's a great game, then I'm into it. But it's I find if I watch it, I'm fine having football on.
Yeah.
But sitting there watching a football game is pretty tedious.
How about first quarter NBA?
Like watching, intently.
But watching the first half of an NBA game, where after the halftime it's going to be all different.
That's better to me. Yeah,
that's good. I don't have strong views in this.
I don't either. I mean, there's really nothing about sports that can affect me deeply.
Well, I think the only thing that affects me deeply is how much I do love football traditionally, and they are making some rules that I think are great rules. Like they called a guy on the defenseless. I said, how come they called it on him? He caught the football for a kickoff for a punt return, and you still can't. Even if he hasn't called for a fair catch, you can't hit him too hard if he's defenseless, like with the helmet.
Right.
I think those rules are all good.
Yeah.
But that's not going to solve everything, though. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's still going to be a violent-ass game. But but that's an argument for why kids shouldn't play it.
Yeah.
I don't care if I think it's sad when people fuck up their lives with it, but I believe it's their choice to do so, and I don't think it should be banned. I just as a parent, I would never let my kids play.
Well, and of course, the early football players were abused horribly by the owners.
The current ones are too. I think.
Yeah, it's the worst of the player associations, and I root for them. Obviously, I'm a union guy, and I'm whoa. But But I just love it. I love football. Except I haven't loved it as much because I hate the Patriots so much. And they've been so ubiquitous. They won like 5 out of the last 7 or something, or 3 out of the last. I hate them.
Yeah, see, I can't even muster that up.
God, I hate them. I hate
There's no team I hate.
Kraft, the owner Kraft. It's just like you got that Trumpy feeling.
So as to the rest of your point, Yoshi, yeah, people are into it. I get it. People bet. Yoshi's tried to get me to play fantasy football a couple of years in a row, and I'm not.
I think if I get what he's saying, it would make people who love football. They say that it's the greatest, but it's a lot of time.
But
right?
he's saying, he's saying that people now watch 10 games at once and flip around, and so
right.
So it doesn't matter if it's slow paced because you create your own pace.
People who enjoy fantasy football say it really does make.
But I don't know. I mean, none of my friends sit and watch,
right.
8 hours of football every Sunday.
No, but I kind of miss.
I mean, I'm sure some do, and I'm like Mark Thompson. My Mark Thompson.
Yeah,
he's a football bettor.
I miss not having. I will always be a Jets fan. I miss the fact that my team hasn't been competitive for many, many years, and I live in a city where I can't see them.
I enjoyed watching the Vikings game the other night.
Yeah.
But, again, if they would have lost, I wouldn't have cared. It wouldn't have stayed with me after the game.
Right. But now there's some people who can't even care at all, and I think that's unfortunate. Where they go, what do I get? Like Leno's famously like, what's the yellow team playing against the Lemons?
Yeah, I'm not that dismissive of any of it.
Yeah.
I mean, in general, it's like I tend to be pretty. If something gives people pleasure,
yeah,
I'm less and less apt to poo-poo it in my middle age. True,
but you see, you don't want to get. You don't want. It's not that you don't want to get pumped up, but the analytical side of you prevents you, or that's the way you run your life. You don't. It's not gonna.
It's not gonna be. Woo! It's not an ethic. It's a disposition. It's not like I'm telling myself keep it under control, stay cool.
Yeah, it's a disposition.
I just don't get that excited about shit.
Yeah, it's not like you're stopping yourself from. Oh my god, I would really be so hungry.
Right.
I love Chris Collingwood's voice.
I see it as a character flaw more than a character trait.
It's only a character flaw if you're not enjoying yourself in life.
Yeah,
I don't think you can.
I feel like it can border on anhedonia.
What does that mean? Anodyne?
Anhedonia is the inability to feel joy.
And does it come from the word anodyne?
I don't know.
Shut up. Anhedonia.
I don't think so, no, because it's ANHEDON.
What are the odds that people who come to see my shows both have myasthenia gravis and suffer from anhedonia?
It was the working title for Annie Hall, in fact.
Oh, that's cool.
No, you can't say anything about Buddy Allen because we get a big argument. You're wrong, I'm right. You're wrong, I'm right. Woo!
All righty. Not Tweet Bahara says,
hi, Not Tweet.
Oh, I think I'm going to do this in where it's headed. Did Mr. Potter ever give back the $8,000 to George Bailey that Uncle Billy accidentally gave him? We'll explore this question tonight on Frontline.
I would love to see that.
Not Tweet Bahara also says, waiting for Trump to wish me a Merry Christmas so I can tell him, and a Happy New Year to you in jail.
I like, that cheers me up to think about that movie in terms of Trump. I mean, he's a Mr. Potter plus third. Mr. Potter was also a Nazi.
Right.
Exactly.
We already did that. And Happy New Year in Auschwitz.
Okay. I can't even believe it. I hate this part of me now. There's a new part of me now that's pretending it's too much. Okay, all right. Who's that guy?
I don't know.
Get rid of him. Okay, Josh, let's not get back into that frivolity.
Yoshi also said I didn't watch, but Mar had Judge Judy on like it was some kind of despicable person contest.
I wish I could have that line. That would be a good line for me. Was it a despicable? But maybe
Jesus Christ, it's Yoshi Yamamoto's line. For God's sake,
fuck you, Yoshi,
bastard! It's not like everything is property.
I'll give that asshole $10 for it, and that's it.
You negotiated off camera with that.
With him?
I don't want.
I'm a Jew.
I don't want none of that. Okay. That's uncool, man. I did see it. She actually came on to pump what's his face. New York mayor running for president.
Oh, to say that she's voting for him?
That she's like all for it. That she's the guy we need right now.
She's an idiot.
What's his name?
Michael Bloomberg.
Thank you.
She's an idiot. She's like and people in my family like watching her. I think she's the most annoying person to watch.
She's got a fucking huge audience.
Still?
Huge audience, yeah.
All right. Well, then maybe she should run.
Maybe she should.
You know what? I dare you.
No, I doubled. Wait.
We should be called President Judy or Judge Judy.
She'd be President Judge Judy.
That's pretty impressive.
Anxious Boy Autumn.
How was the show, by the way?
Huh?
How was the rest of the show? You don't have to give me a long thing, but
what show?
The Mar Show.
I don't know. I can't remember if I watched. I can't remember. I think Judd was on in the last segment, and he was great.
Very nice.
Anxious Boy Autumn says, with regard to touring, is the reward of continually renewing your connection to people who inhabit different socioeconomic strata worth the actual labor of talking to us?
That's not how I prefer to see it. I like to go. I find very much like that thing I was telling you about changing your habits.
Yeah.
It gets me. Like, I was so afraid to go on the road to these places, and then once I was on there, I was like, oh, there's a different experience, and you can actually enjoy it.
Why did you keep texting me pearls before swine, though?
No. That was my character on stage.
Well, okay.
Because they don't fucking deserve my comedy.
Okay.
Well,
now I get it.
Let me cover them.
I get it.
Those fucking assholes. Peasants.
I think it's still coming through.
It's all right. I don't care about the people I perform for. All I care about is how much money I make. Can you still hear it?
No.
Okay.
You're good. You're clear.
Because they're nothing. They're like small animals that I will skin.
Face of the crowd, ladies and gentlemen.
I wish I was skinning this crowd. I'd like to taxidermy this room.
I think that's enough.
I think we did.
By that I mean we're out of questions.
Well, Josh, I want to tell you, this was a good week for us. I felt very good, so maybe the show won't be good.
It was pretty peppy. It was a pretty peppy night.
Peppy and on focus. Very focused.
And on fuego. If you'd like to support our show in a monetary way, go to buymeacoffee.com/thought spiral and buy us a coffee.
That would be wonderful.
Figuratively. And if you want to support us non-monetarily, go to iTunes. Leave us a fantabulous review and 5 stars. If you want to support me, buy my album, Chunks. If you want to support Andy, buy his stuff.
Stop saying that joke. Stop making the thing isn't out yet. But can I plug my gig on Thanksgiving week? On the Saturday after Thanksgiving, I'll be at Union Hall in New York. And on the Sunday after Thanksgiving, I'll be in Philadelphia.
That's December 1st, not November 1st, which is what you posted.
So November, December 1st.
Yes.
So please come out and support me in live comedy.
December 1st in Philly?
And November.
And the night before that at Union Hall?
Yeah.
In Queens?
No, it's in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, sorry.
And there's bocce ball upstairs.
East Coast Andy Maniacs.
Hey.
Put it on your calendar.
Don't pass it up. And I have 2 good people opening for me. Katie Ellen Humphreys.
Yeah.
And I forgot the other, Isabella.
Someday you'll invite me out to do that gig.
Oh. You didn't tell me you want to do that gig. You want to stay with my parents' house?
I should.
No, Josh. Josh, what's wrong? Josh, stop fake crying.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, thanks for coming over.
I hate you. I hate everyone.
Acting.
I keep thinking, is that going to be the end?
That wasn't it.
No,
That didn't feel that good.
I guess that's it then, right? Why can't I just be a person?
I don't know.
You've already said it's the end of the show. I have to go,
I guess that's it then.
why do you stay with me? Is it the sex? Beep, 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 beep. This guy has some homophobic issues he has never dealt with.
Lumbago.